have to conquer it. I can't let the road beat me.
Me and Ryan are swapping loads right now.
Imagine conquering the world's deadliest roads, only to discover the real battle was happening inside. This is the heartbreaking story of Lisa Kelly from Ice Road Truckers. Known for her fearless driving and fierce determination, Lisa captured the hearts of millions. But behind the fame were pressures few ever saw: grueling schedules, relentless media scrutiny, and a personal toll that changed everything. In this video, we reveal the untold story of Lisa Kelly's rise to fame, the tragedy that led to her quiet exit, and the hidden struggles she faced behind the scenes. The unforgettable debut. Ice Road Truckers debuted in June 2007, and it immediately struck a nerve with audiences. Unlike typical reality shows, this series dropped viewers into a brutally real environment: the remote highways of frozen Canada and Alaska, where truckers risked everything to deliver essential supplies. The premise was simple, but the danger was anything but. These weren't paved highways, they were temporary ice roads, built over frozen lakes and rivers that could crack or collapse at any moment under the weight of massive rigs. The first two seasons focused on Canada's Northwest Territories, with routes like the treacherous Tibet to Contwoito Winter Road. Every haul was a life-or-death mission. Drivers battled minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures, shifting snowdrifts, hidden cracks in the ice, mechanical failures, and even avalanches. It was raw, high-stakes, edge-of-your-seat television, and people couldn't get enough. As Ice Road Truckers expanded into Alaska's deadly Dalton Highway, the show's reputation only grew. The steep grades, isolation, and unpredictable storms made each trip a terrifying gamble. But it wasn't just about the danger. What truly hooked viewers was the human drama, the personalities, the rivalries, and the emotional weight behind every single delivery. A new face on the ice. When Ice Road Truckers entered its third season, a fresh face appeared on the scene: Lisa Kelly. At first glance, she didn't exactly fit the stereotype of an ice road trucker, and that's precisely what made her story so intriguing. As the show's first prominent female driver, Lisa carried the weight of expectations, not just from her fellow truckers, but also from viewers who were used to seeing only men behind the wheel. From day one, Lisa tackled the job with laser focus and quiet determination. She didn't play into the underdog narrative. Instead, she let her skill set speak louder than words. Whether she was chaining tires in the middle of a blizzard or steering a 60,000-pound load across treacherous, icy roads, Lisa never faltered. Her calm demeanor under intense pressure, combined with solid mechanical know-how and a steady confidence, quickly earned her respect. Viewers weren't drawn to her just because she was different. They admired her because she was just as fearless, capable, and hard-working as anyone else on that dangerous road. In just a handful of episodes, Lisa Kelly went from newcomer to fan favorite. More than just changing the cast lineup, her arrival reshaped the entire identity of Ice Road Truckers. The show wasn't only about battling brutal weather anymore, it was about defying expectations and pushing boundaries, both on the ice and off it. Rooted in Alaska. Long before the television cameras ever showed up, Lisa's journey began far from fame or fanfare. Born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, she relocated with her family to Sterling, Alaska, at the age of 6. It wasn't a glamorous move. It was rugged, remote, and completely different from the urban environment she once knew. Life on their small rural farm meant learning to live without luxuries and embracing hard work early on. In Alaska, nothing came easy. Lisa's resilience was shaped by the wilderness around her and the understanding that survival meant effort. Oddly enough, trucking wasn't part of Lisa's childhood dreams. In fact, her road to becoming a driver was anything but predictable. As a young adult, she tested out various jobs, none of which suggested the career she would one day find. She worked behind the counter at a gas station. She even tried her hand at motocross racing. What she didn't realize at the time was that each of these experiences was slowly preparing her for the unforgiving roads that would make her a household name. Her first break. The moment that changed Lisa Kelly's life didn't come with fanfare or drama. It began in the most ordinary way, delivering pizzas around town, then later driving a school bus. But somewhere along those quiet routes, something clicked. Lisa discovered she genuinely loved being behind the wheel. It wasn't about chasing speed or horsepower. What drew her in was the freedom, the control, and the quiet satisfaction of commanding something larger than herself. Where others might have ignored that feeling, Lisa leaned into it. She used her job as a school bus driver to earn a commercial driver's license. A ticket into a world largely closed off to women, filled with unforgiving roads and demanding work. For Lisa, it wasn't about adrenaline or proving anyone wrong. She simply wanted to do a tough job and do it right. Her real break came when she landed a position at Carlisle Transportation, one of Alaska's most respected freight companies. Carlisle wasn't handing out favors, and Lisa knew it. She wasn't there for applause or special treatment. In fact, she expected skepticism, and she welcomed the challenge. Her early days on the job were a test of grit. Often the only woman in the yard, Lisa kept her head down and worked just as hard as anyone else, loading freight and learning the ropes. She didn't ask for shortcuts. She didn't want them. Long hours, bone-chilling mornings, grueling, icy roads. For Lisa, these weren't obstacles. They were part of the process. What others might have seen as deterrence, she treated as the price of entry. Lisa Kelly didn't burst into the trucking world with noise or headlines. She slipped in quietly, fueled by determination and a quiet promise to herself, to prove she belonged, not through words, but through sheer work ethic. What started on back roads and school bus routes would eventually launch her into places she never imagined, and onto television screens across the world. Fame and fatigue. Lisa Kelly didn't just join the cast of Ice Road Truckers, she changed what the show was about. Her calm, steady presence on the brutal Dalton Highway stood out amid a lineup dominated by tough, seasoned veterans. Young, soft-spoken, and humble off the road, Lisa transformed into a no-nonsense professional behind the wheel. This contrast brought new life to the series. She never chased the spotlight, but the spotlight found her anyway. Viewers connected with her because she wasn't portrayed as some extraordinary anomaly. She was treated like one of the crew. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, just a skilled driver doing one of the toughest jobs on earth. Her rising popularity led producers to select her for Ice Road Truckers, Deadliest Roads, a high-risk spin-off sending experienced drivers across some of the world's most perilous routes. Lisa was among the few originals chosen for the first season, filmed in the Himalayas. This show was a whole new challenge, navigating razor-thin cliffside roads in India where a single wrong move could send a truck plummeting hundreds of feet. Lisa held her own alongside her rugged co-drivers, quickly earning a reputation as a symbol of grit and determination. From there, she headed to South America for another brutal season, once again facing roads more deadly than the elements themselves. By 2010, Lisa's fame had extended well beyond reality TV circles. She appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman, sharing her experiences on the road with modesty and a touch of dry humor. Around the same time, Esquire magazine ran a photo spread calling her the sexiest trucker alive. It was an unusual twist. On one side, Lisa was recognized as a serious professional in a male-dominated field. On the other, she was being repackaged for celebrity culture, a strange place for someone whose passion was simply driving trucks. Behind the scenes, the pace was grueling. Filming schedules were relentless, production crews never left her side, and the quiet moments of downtime she once enjoyed as a trucker vanished. Instead, her days filled with interviews, media appearances, and constant travel. Lisa later admitted the non-stop workload took its toll. Consecutive seasons of Ice Road Truckers and Deadliest Roads, combined with public obligations, wore her down. By the time season 6 of the main series rolled around, she needed a break, not as a dramatic exit, but simply because she was exhausted and needed space to breathe. Lisa Kelly's rise to fame was never something she pursued. It was a byproduct of excelling at her job. But as the cameras rolled and the spotlight grew brighter, the toll of balancing life as both a trucker and TV personality became impossible to ignore. The silent exit. When season 6 of Ice Road Truckers premiered without Lisa Kelly, fans were shocked. By then, she had become one of the show's most familiar and respected faces. Someone who had not only earned her place behind the wheel, but had also won the hearts of viewers nationwide. Her sudden absence sparked immediate rumors. Was there a fallout with producers? A contract dispute? Had she quietly stepped away from the series that had launched her career? Online forums buzzed with speculation, but the real story was far more personal and revealing about the often harsh realities of fame in unscripted television. Producer Tom Beers eventually addressed the rumors plainly, saying that Lisa had been invited back for season 6, but she chose not to return. "We offered her a contract to come back and she decided to take a year off," Beers explained. "We would have loved to have her." This straightforward statement showed professionalism and respect, but it also hinted at something deeper than a simple scheduling conflict. Behind the scenes, Lisa had been pushing herself harder than most viewers realized. While fans saw a composed and calm presence on screen, few understood the toll it took to maintain that image. Balancing two demanding shows, Ice Road Truckers and its spin-off Deadliest Roads, with overlapping filming schedules, international travel, and grueling logistics, Lisa wasn't just driving trucks through harsh terrain. She was enduring long filming days, multiple takes, interviews, media events, all while still expected to haul real freight on real roads. In a rare interview reflecting on her time with the franchise, Lisa opened up about the exhaustion catching up to her. "I just wanted to do my job, go home, and be normal," she said. The non-stop attention, tight production deadlines, and the emotional strain of being the sole female lead in a high-stakes, male-dominated environment wore her down. For someone who never sought the spotlight, the intense glare of reality TV became overwhelming. Lisa Kelly's absence in season 6 wasn't scandalous. It was a boundary. It quietly revealed a heartbreaking truth often overlooked in reality television. Even real people on camera have limits. The image of the fearless trucker braving Arctic conditions was real, but it came at a cost. The tragedy in Lisa's story wasn't just about leaving the show. It was about the personal sacrifices she made to reclaim balance in her life. The very qualities that made her beloved, the relentless work ethic, the passion for trucking, and her authentic spirit, also exposed her to the brutal pressures of the industry. By stepping away, Lisa made it clear she was more than just a TV personality. She was a person reclaiming her life in a world that rarely allows it. Her decision raised an important question for the industry and fans alike. What does it truly take to survive the spotlight? And is it worth it when the cameras stop rolling? A purposeful return and lasting legacy. After stepping away in season 6, Lisa Kelly's comeback in season 7 of Ice Road Truckers felt like a pivotal moment. Not just for the show, but for the fans who had followed her from the very start. Returning refreshed and with renewed focus, she slipped back into the driver's seat with the same quiet determination that had made her stand out early on. There were no dramatic entrances or flashy gestures, just Lisa, ready to face the punishing Alaskan roads once again. Her return marked the beginning of a long final stretch, spanning from season 7 through the series finale in 2017. Throughout those years, she remained one of the most consistent and compelling presences on the show. Lisa appeared in over 80 episodes, more than half of the total episodes produced, and tackled increasingly tough hauls, unpredictable terrain, and brutal weather. She wasn't merely keeping pace, she was leading the charge. In those later seasons, Lisa became an anchor for ice road truckers. She earned the respect of her fellow drivers and the unwavering loyalty of a growing fan base. But what truly made this period stand out wasn't just her skill behind the wheel. It was her choice to stay connected to trucking long after the cameras stopped rolling. When the series wrapped after 11 seasons, many cast members quietly stepped away from the spotlight. Lisa took a different path. She remained active in the trucking world, continuing to drive professionally and embracing new projects that kept her close to her roots. For instance, in 2023, she lent her voice and likeness to the PC game Alaskan Road Truckers, showing her ongoing dedication to the lifestyle that had defined her public persona. She also stayed connected with fans through YouTube appearances and social media, sharing glimpses of her life beyond the icy highways without turning it into a spectacle. Lisa's final seasons on Ice Road Truckers showcased more than just her driving ability. They revealed a woman who had grown in confidence and command. No longer just the breakout star from Season 3, she became one of the show's most enduring symbols. When the series ended, it was clear Lisa's journey wasn't over. She left the road on her own terms, still moving forward, still in control, and always behind the wheel. Post-show resilience. When Ice Road Truckers wrapped its final season, many expected Lisa Kelly to quietly step away from the spotlight. But she chose a different path, staying visible without chasing fame. One of her most notable post-show ventures was teaming up with Chevron's DLO brand for a digital series called Destination Further. This 16-part campaign went beyond showcasing heavy-duty machinery. It offered an authentic glimpse into Lisa's daily grind. Whether operating excavators, discussing engine maintenance, or hauling cargo through Alaska's rugged backcountry, the series presented a raw, unfiltered look at her life on and off the road. This collaboration wasn't just about branding, it was storytelling on Lisa's terms. Each episode highlighted her mechanical skills, self-reliance, and the demanding responsibilities of working in a tough, rural environment. Through it all, Lisa wasn't just promoting a product. She was reaffirming her identity as someone who lives and breathes this lifestyle long after the cameras stopped rolling. Away from trucking, Lisa returned to a deeply personal passion: horses. Even before her television career, she loved animals. After the series ended, she carved out space for that part of her life again. On her Alaskan property, she began caring for and training horses, rehabilitating rescues, and enjoying a quieter, more grounded routine. In interviews, she described this shift not as a retreat, but as a vital balance to years of high-stakes, high-speed driving under constant public scrutiny. Still, Lisa never fully left the public eye. She accepted invitations to trucking expos and trade shows worldwide, including the UK and Ireland, where her appearances drew huge crowds. Fans abroad saw in her more than a TV personality. They saw grit, professionalism, and humility. These appearances allowed her to maintain a visible connection to the community without the relentless pressure of a production schedule. Professionally, Lisa never gave up the wheel. Today, she drives a Freightliner Coronado 122 SD, a truck built for strength and endurance, qualities that mirror her own career. She continues to haul heavy loads across rough terrain, proving her reputation wasn't forged in an editing room but earned mile after mile on the road. Even with her reality TV days behind her, Lisa Kelly hasn't chased reinvention. Instead, she has stayed rooted in the very qualities that first earned her respect: resilience, consistency, and a quiet refusal to quit. For those who have followed her journey, that unwavering drive has become her true legacy: hidden struggles and industry truths. Lisa Kelly's journey on Ice Road Truckers wasn't just about mastering treacherous icy roads. It also meant confronting the harsh realities and challenges within the trucking industry and reality TV. In a revealing interview, Lisa shared that during the early seasons, despite the show's rising popularity and the dangers of her job, she wasn't paid. She was told she was cast mainly for her looks, labeled eye candy. This blunt objectification exposed the deep gender biases ingrained in the industry. Determined to prove her value beyond appearances, Lisa dedicated herself to showcasing her true skills and professionalism. As one of the few women featured, she broke new ground, but faced extra scrutiny and skepticism. Mistakes she made were magnified, often reinforcing negative stereotypes about women in trucking. Still, she stood firm, focusing on her work and letting her performance speak louder than words. Reality TV added even more complexity. While it brought fame and a platform to inspire, it also meant constant cameras and little privacy. Production demands sometimes interfered with her work, forcing Lisa to balance the real job with the show's needs. Worse yet, producers occasionally shaped her story in ways that didn't fully reflect her dedication and expertise, leading to frustration. Despite all this, Lisa's resilience never faltered. She became a role model, breaking barriers and challenging outdated stereotypes. Her story shines a light on the need for perseverance and systemic change to ensure respect and fairness for all professionals, regardless of gender. Legacy on thin ice. By 2021, years after ice road truckers had disappeared from weekly TV schedules, Lisa Kelly hadn't ruled out a comeback. In an interview, she openly shared her willingness to reprise her role if the series ever found a new chapter. Though no official plans were announced, it was clear the desire was shared by some core cast members and fans alike. Then the pandemic hit. COVID-19 froze all serious talks and complicated production, especially for reality shows filming in remote, high-risk places like the icy northern highways. Despite this halt, Lisa's legacy stayed very much alive. Her episodes, tracing her journey from rookie to seasoned road warrior, continue to draw nostalgic fans and new viewers alike. Thanks to streaming platforms, the show has enjoyed a second life, accessible anytime, anywhere. Lisa's signature grit and focus still resonate, preserving a cultural moment in trucking history. She never asked to be a symbol, yet she became one. Off-screen, Lisa's story hasn't faded. She remains active in trucking, attending select trade shows, and keeping her skills sharp behind the wheel. Unlike many reality stars, she hasn't chased drama or headlines. Instead, she lets her work ethic and authenticity speak for themselves. Her lasting popularity is rooted deeper than fame. Fans connect not just because she drove trucks over frozen rivers, but because she did it without theatrics. No posing for cameras, no chasing celebrity. That quiet honesty, combined with undeniable skill, created a unique legacy, one that doesn't need a dramatic finale to endure. Lisa Kelly's journey represents something rare in reality TV, a story that never felt manufactured. Through quiet exits, bold returns, and moments of doubt, she always came back to the road. As long as viewers keep streaming her episodes and insiders quietly wonder if the show will return, Lisa's name remains etched into the frozen history of the ice roads, not as a footnote, but as their defining figure. So, what does Lisa Kelly's story teach us about resilience, not just in trucking but in life under the spotlight? And if ice road truckers ever makes a comeback, will her legacy continue or evolve into something even bigger? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and drop your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.